Look, we're working backwards from the World Cup, which is over a year in South Africa. So one of the things we're very keen to do was to get more List A 50 over cricket into the domestic program, and then even increase it so we were able to get the top 4 teams together, play a highly competitive tournament in Multan, and it's a pretty good way to start the season. And it also carries on from the fact that these guys have been here for 2 months training specifically for white ball, so it's a nice introduction into the season. Well, you would have seen the structure of the contracts. They're aligned to particular formats, so very difficult for players across all 3 to be able to dominate. So, if we're heading into a World Cup, or a player has a particular skill set with one-day cricket or white ball cricket, then we're going to try and enhance that. We want players to be experts in the formats that they're playing, rather than potentially play across everything. We can use first-class cricket to develop the fundamentals, but we also need to fine-tune the specific roles that players will play. Well, I think if you look at the schedule, they'll be playing a test match in England at the time. So they're either playing in the West Indies or they're off to England, so they're not actually even in the country. So I guess the challenge for us is, we've only got so many opportunities. So rather than spread the net incredibly wide, we want to prioritise those that are in the playing 11 initially to get as many opportunities as possible. If we have an injury or a player's selected to go to the test team or whatever, then we will bring in an appropriate reserve. We also don't want to name the players with a particular team because they might be better off going into another team. Oh, look, you would have watched the last ICC event where for the first time we actually managed to make it past the first round, and we were 4 runs away from making it to the semi-finals. So clearly that's a huge step up from where we were, where we hadn't even made it past the top 8 for 3 tournaments in a row. But Pakistan has a huge tradition in terms of being competitive in world events, and that's certainly where we want to get back to. Well, we've just beaten South Africa, we've just beaten Australia, we beat Sri Lanka, so pretty much we've beaten all those teams you're referring to. The challenge is making sure in a year and a half's time or whatever that we arrive at a world event and we're confident, and that's the challenge. This is just the start. This is the chance for us to spread the net, look at 50 players rather than 18, and actually see if some of those 50 deserve more opportunities. So, the selectors have identified players that have performed well domestically, but also promising players that need further opportunities. The likes of Saban or Samir Minhas, who might not have played a huge amount of first-class cricket, but we know that they are real talents. Oh, look, I was really pleased the way Abdul Samad has improved as a finisher. It's an incredibly tough role. So it's not a role that you can just step in and be an expert straight away. Really pleased the way he won the game for us against Australia. Obviously Shadab has played that role as a finisher in recent times, and he's certainly improving in it. Farhan Yusuf has started to play that role a little bit more, obviously under 19s, but he's also starting to play that in the franchise circuit. Did well in the PSL. So we've got, Hyder Ali is another one who, has performed that role as well, whether he bats there or slightly higher up. So we've got 4 or 5 players who are fighting for those roles. And what we want is in a year's time, we want some genuine competition for those places. And we're certainly starting to develop that depth. Well, we didn't play those teams in ICC events. So we won all our games in the ICC event. We lost to India, who obviously went on to win the tournament. And we lost to England, who also the second best team in the world. And we lost by 4 runs. So outside of that, we won every single game. So none of those teams that you've referred to did we even lose. Yeah, and we're not. Like, that's the reality, is that, a year ago we were number 8 in the world. Okay, that's the reality of where the team was. We're now competing with the best team in the world. We now need to do it more often.